what's going on, guys? Today I am showing you the tutorial and explanation to my last card trick. Now, if you haven't seen the trick and you want to check it out, the link will be on the screen and in the description. So, in case you want a refresher or you haven't seen it, it'll be very helpful because you'll understand what I'm talking about. So, let's get into what you're going to need. You are going to need a deck of 52 cards. Now, it doesn't matter, say you don't have the, I don't know, let's say the 5 of diamonds, okay, you're missing one card from your deck, and that's the 5 of diamonds. You can substitute that card with the joker, and this trick will still work. You're not going to need, all the diamonds, all the clubs, spades, and whatnot, okay? You just have to make sure you have 52 cards, okay? Now, hopefully, you have the 4 aces. If you don't have the 4 aces, I would take out the 4 kings. If you don't have the 4 kings and the queens and then the jacks, okay? Any one of those face cards or aces will make a great last ending effect. So here is what you're going to start out by doing. You obviously get the 4 aces out, and then you're going to split the deck exactly 24 and 24, because obviously if you take out the 4 aces and you have 52 cards in the deck, you're going to have only 48 cards. Divide that by 2 and it's evenly 24-24. So 2 piles of 24, and now you're just going to take 2 aces, obviously the same color, and place them on a pile. Okay. Now, once you have done that, you're going to designate which pile is going to be the top portion of the pack when you add these piles to each other, and which will be the bottom. Now, in my case, the red or the black aces will be the bottom. So let's get into what you're going to do. You're going to place 1 ace on the top and 1 ace directly on the bottom. So this is going to be your bottom packet. You're going to have 1 ace on the top and 1 on the bottom. So you're going to just place that. This is your bottom portion of the cards. Now let's get into the red aces. Now this is pretty much almost similar. Okay, you can even start out by doing it the exact same, placing 1 on the top and 1 on the bottom. Except you're going to do one thing differently. You're going to take the card, which is obviously face up, or it might be all the way on the bottom, and you're going to switch it with the last card. So now you have 1 random card, doesn't matter what it is, followed by an ace, and then all the way at the top, another ace. Now, this packet of cards is going to go on top of the other one. Okay, so in the end, if you have done this correctly, you should have a random ace, and then all the way toward the center here, you're going to have, let me spread the cards out here, you're going to have an area where you're going to have an ace, a random card, and then another ace, and these 2 aces should be sandwiching that random card, and then top and bottom, you should have 2 aces. So, this random card is very important, okay, because right now that's in the 26th position of the deck, and if you have seen the performance, you will know that in the beginning I turn over 1 card. That 1 card that I turn over is this 8, or in my case, I forget, I think it was the 5 of hearts or something. So, what you're going to do is you're just going to go through the deck, okay, you're going to be going through, you're going to turn over a card. You're going to be looking for these 2 aces. Once you find those aces, you're going to go, turn over the card in between them, put it back right in between those aces. If you do not put it in between the aces, the trick will not work. You're going to put it back in between the aces and square up the deck. Now, when you're doing this, I like to keep it a little secretive. Now, of course, you can show the cards because they are going to look mixed up. But when you're turning over the cards, right where you turn it over, they might notice that, 2 aces there, that's a little fishy. So, I like to just keep it to myself, but then once I do turn the cards over, you can show, obviously, you've turned over the 8 of diamonds. From here, the trick is pretty much self-working. Now, after you've done that, you can do false cuts and shuffles. Just do not disturb the order. Okay, you cannot even cut the cards like that, okay? What you want to do is you're going to riffle down the pack, okay? You could dribble, but dribbling is just a slight harder. Because when you go like this to the pack, you want to have your spectator say stop below the 8, okay? If they say stop above the 8, it's not going to work because of your setup, okay? But if you do have them call stop below that 8, it will work. Now, this isn't too hard to do. You just you don't start riffling from the top. You start fairly low, like right here. Notice I am pretty close to the center here, and the 8 is not far away. So therefore, if I start here, you just have them call stop below. Now, I advise you go just a little fast. That way, you have time to pass that 8. And say you run out of cards, you go, okay, just make it a little bit faster because, you know, you ran out of cards. So let's say they stopped, let's say they called stop right here. You're going to lift up the packet of cards. Obviously, this is the card they selected. You're going to lift up everything above it. You're going to set it down on the table. You're then going to show them the card they stopped at. It's the King of Spades. You're then going to take their card, place it on the packet on the ground, followed by the rest of the whatever cards you have. Now, from now, it's all just mentalism. It all has to do with math and whatnot. So, from here, you can cut the cards as much as you'd like. Okay, it doesn't matter. Here's that 8. We'll cut it one more time, and then you're just going to count out 24 cards. Okay, you're not going to go like this. You're not going to deal piles like this. Okay, you're simply just going to take the cards and count out 24 cards. You're not going to reverse like that. You're just going to count like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Okay, so it's a perfect 26, 26. So, from here, it is also working. Because of where their selection was placed and whatnot, this, you could even have the spectator do. You just keep going with 2 cards. Make sure you do 2 cards or else you're going to have a problem. So, you just keep doing this until you reach the card. And let's see. If the card is really far down, but that's okay. We got time, right? And here we are. The card, it's the King of Spades. If you take those 2 cards, just put them aside, you can then reveal the 4 aces, right? Just like that. So it works every time. Just make sure you set it up correctly and do everything properly from the beginning. Starting with the setup, and then once they pick a card, let me just say that one last time, if I can get the deck right here. They call stop, remember below. You're going to take all the cards above, set them down, show the card, put the card on the portion on the table or whatever, and then the rest of the deck. Okay, it's very simple, very easy, a slight setup, but I think the setup is worth the ending. Now, this can be done a couple different ways. You can make the ending a little different. If you guys want me to show you that type of ending, feel free. I also would like to know what you think of the red. I used to do this a while ago with the red. Let me know if you like the red or the black better. That's it. I will see you next time.